Hey everyone, it's Natasha from AxelsonAcademy, and today I want to show you how you can use teamwork and a very interactive way to create a large-scale model of Scarborough's reading rope. So with both my undergraduate and graduate students, as we're studying the science of reading, we use Scarborough's reading rope as one of our theoretical frameworks. Hollis Scarborough created this framework in 2001 to show the many elements that go into the reading process and these skills that readers need to have to be skilled at reading. And she said there's really two strands here that are woven together. The first strand consists of language comprehension skills, and those skills really get into background knowledge, vocabulary, the ability to comprehend the text by looking at language structures such as grammar, verbal reasoning, when we can carefully analyze the text, looking at inferences and what meaning the author has included that is underlying that text. Literacy knowledge, understanding of the different genres of reading, how text is structured, the print concepts, and then this whole second strand of word recognition, which really is more the mechanical part of reading, being able to decode words, understanding phonological awareness, the sounds, the phonemes that you hear in words, and sight recognition, that orthographic mapping process that our brain does. And all of these 8 strands get woven together and are all super important as we build skilled readers. So I wanted a way that was engaging for my college students to remember this reading rope and to also just have time team building together. So today we created a large scale Scarborough's rope, and I want to explain to you how we did this in case this is something that you want to repeat in one of your classes. The materials for this project are relatively simple. I began by ordering 8 different color ropes in 10-foot lengths from Amazon. I'll link that below here. You don't have to use different colors, but it certainly is very attractive to do it that way. I then color-coded and laminated the different labels that would go with each of these ropes. So they're in the bag at the top of the picture here. You need 2 clear command hooks that will stick to the wall. That is the only part that is attaching directly to the wall, and they are removable, so you are making sure that you are not damaging anything. You need some clear packing tape and some clear zip ties, as well as some small adhesive Velcro dots. My students began by creating the word recognition strand. That strand consists of 3 separate strands, so they chose 3 different colors and braided those together. They began by taping them with that clear packing tape down one end to make it easier, and they braided about a 4-foot length. They then moved on to the language comprehension strand, which consists of 5 separate ropes, so those were then braided together. They did a beautiful job, and you could really see the separate strands that create this much larger strand leaning towards the comprehension side of reading. And it's such a great reminder that the science of reading has that, yes, that word recognition piece that is strong, but it definitely has just as strong a component in language comprehension. So these 2 larger ropes were then coiled together because we know that a strong reader has both of these pieces working together for about that initial 4-foot length, and then we separated them into the separate strands, and then those strands broke out even further into the 8 separate ropes. This is where we use the clear command hooks on the wall. We used one at the beginning, and we took a zip tie, tied it around the combined cords and then used another zip tie to hook onto the command hook. It seemed to work really well. And then halfway up the rope, while it was still all together, we did that in one more place, holding that rope tightly to the wall. From there, my students divided the cords out and they used the clear packing tape to tape them to the side of our whiteboard. So we taped them to the metal frame of the whiteboard. Our whiteboard space is really at a premium in our classrooms, so we didn't want anything that was going to take away whiteboard space from any of the instructors using that room. The extra length on these cords were then trimmed off, and we added the labels for each of the strands that were in the matching colors with a magnet. So if somebody needs to use the whiteboard, they're easily removable and we can put them right back up. Then by using the self-adhesive Velcro pieces, we took the larger labels, the skilled reading for that big rope, and then the two separate strands, language comprehension and word recognition. Those little adhesive Velcro pieces were added to the rope itself so that we could label directly on there. Here is a quick overview of our rope so you can see how it's attached to the wall. Our skilled reading intertwined end that separates out into the two larger strands, and then the 8 separate focal areas of reading instruction. And I have to just highlight that having the magnets here to hold the labels and the Velcro pieces to hold those larger strand labels allows me also to remove those should I be giving a quiz or an exam where I don't want the answers directly up on the wall. So special thanks to my college students who did such a wonderful job creating this Scarborough's rope. This was a project we definitely will all remember, and it will remind us as we worked in this room that the science of reading is complex and requires fabulous teaching skills, and I know that these pre-service teachers are going to bring that to their own classrooms one day. I hope that this is an idea you can use in your own teacher prep programs. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.